What's going on, good world? James Lambert III, proud father of a beautiful, strong 9-year-old, co-founder of Making Human Technical, founder of Third Exposure.
What's up, y'all? My name is Hakeem Washington, and I'm the father of Shalea Red Shades Washington. I'm also a stepdad.
Peace, y'all. Jelani Haynes, also known as Extramentals, producer, MC, engineer, but more importantly, husband and father, proud husband and father.
What it means to be a dad to me, beyond loving for, protecting, and providing for my child, which obviously encompasses creating a voice for her. I'm really strong about that. I believe my true role, I believe and I know my true role is to empower her to have a faith in her higher power, empower her to always remain in search of her personal joy and attack the world for whatever she wants.
And what being a father means to me, being the first thing I could think of is being a protector from the beginning. And I was a young father, so it made me mature very quickly. And I felt like I was ready. And when I looked at Shalea when she was a baby, right away, it made me think about now I can experience a love that I never experienced before. It's called agape love.
What it means to be a father, and racking my brain about this answer, I was thinking of three things. I think of selflessness. Fatherhood is one of the greatest acts of selflessness, or parenthood, period, is one of the greatest acts of selflessness that you'll ever take on in life. Is a mirror. It is peace. It's a different kind of peace, and so I'll briefly explain each just by saying, it's the greatest act of selflessness because immediately when my wife and I found out that Zahir was going to be born, the wheels start turning in your mind about how to reprioritize and what do you need to do differently in life in order to ensure that he's always considered first no matter what is going on.
Furthermore, I'm a praying man. I get on my knees twice a day, morning and night, and I pray for a couple things, but some of which are, I pray for God's guidance and protection, God's guidance and parenting, purpose for me, as well as partnership. And I think it's essential to have somebody in front of my daughter who embodies and truly exhibits what a strong woman is, what a powerful woman is, what a loving woman is. So all those things I think encompass being a father. I love it. It's the thing that makes me the most proudest in this world, all right? Love you, boo-boo.
And I said I would always be there for her because me personally, with no disrespect to my dad, I didn't grow up with a father, so I knew exactly what I had to do when Shalea was born. It was very important to me to be there for everything, never miss anything, no birthdays, no recitals. Picked her up from school. Me and her moms, we did everything. She was raised in a village, both grandmothers, just everybody. But it taught me how to become a responsible individual, and a shoulder to lean on. And also it taught me how to be a provider. It wasn't easy, but it was like a beautiful struggle, all the way up to when she became a woman.
Also, I would say too, even when I'm going through something, if I'm going through something that's difficult, emotional, I don't want him to have to feel the brunt of that. So how do you make sure that you adjust, your mood, your feelings, and the things that you're going through accordingly, so that he's not feeling the weight of the things that you're going through, as an adult. So selflessness, I would say it's a mirror because the things that I do, I know impact him, and the things that I do, I know he sees. And so when he goes out to the world, however he's carrying himself, conducting himself, and the things that he is and will be are a reflection of myself and his mother, my wife. So, parenthood or fatherhood is a mirror. And I say it's peace because whenever we are in each other's presence, and whenever I get to, whether we're just playing, reading, watching TV, I'm picking them up from daycare, we just have a good time, I think when people think of vacation or rest and relaxation. Like that's kind of a definition of peace. So that's how people might describe peace. And to me, spending time, any time spent with my son is just a peaceful moment. There's just nothing like it. Even if he's crying and carrying on or kicking, screaming, hollering, there's no satisfaction. There's no moment like us being in each other's presence, embracing one another, loving one another, and I'm just that's what peacefulness is to me, and what fatherhood means to me in a nutshell.
I think one of the most challenging parts is feeling as though you're missing something. Trying to make sure they have the perfect amount of exposure, perfect amount of resilience, and not exposing them to too much. So that combination of the two. Also, to be quite honest, co-parenting can be difficult. So being in a situation where at one time the visions were aligned and now they're fragmented because how relationships are. So trying to find a level of alignment and agreement to be able to say like here's where we want her to go. We know we both want it, and not being petty and doing so. So I think that can sometimes be challenging, but essentially like making sure your child doesn't miss out on opportunities you didn't have. At the same time, you want them to learn from the opportunities you had. So creating that proper balance, right? But never feel like they miss something.
What's the biggest challenge I face with fatherhood? I could say time management. You just, when your child grows up, you just don't know if you're there enough. You don't want to be there too much. You don't want to be in the way. And I would say one of the hardest things is watching them go through challenges in life and letting them fix it themselves. That's important, because the things I've taught her over the years and the things her mother taught her over the years, she was able to put those things to use and just be successful in life, and it's a joy to watch.
The biggest challenge I face with fatherhood is sleep, but I say that jokingly, but I am, and I'm sure other artists can relate, I'm a late night person. I'm a night owl, or was, I guess. So, and now in being a dad, a year and a half into being a father, I'm learning how to become a morning person. When he's rolling over and kicking you in the face and smack you upside the head and trying to tell you a story at the same time. So, becoming a morning person, but also just on a more serious note, time management and learning how to say the word no a lot more. The things that I used to be able to jump up and jump into kind of impromptu, whether it's for friends, family, something social, something professional. Now that word no means a lot more because I have to think, okay, like, what does this mean in terms of being able to make the provisions that I need to for him and for the family? And so, I'm learning how to use the word no, especially as I use the word yes a lot to oblige certain things and people. But making sure that everything I do is to his and for his benefit.
What is one funny memory you can tell us about being a dad thus far? Because you're gonna forever be a dad, but one of your funniest moments so far?
When you see your personality live out through your child. So we're in the car, we're driving, and maybe I should tell us, maybe I shouldn't. But let's say we're going through, a car wash, and I know you get a discount for saying you do a certain job at a car wash, right? So I might say, hey, I work, I work at the State House. So they give you 80% off. I'm like, yeah, I work at the State House. So you ride through, you get the 70% off discount, 80% off discount, you drive through, she'd be like, ooh, you capping. You looking at me, what? So when they call you out on your stuff, or when they hit you with something completely random, but she knew to wait long enough not to make sure we didn't get that discount, I'm like, that's daddy's baby.
One of my funniest dad moments is with Shalea. She was, I would say, between 8 and 10 years old, and I took her downtown to Macy's, and we were just looking through the clothes. I was buying her clothes, and Mariah Carey's song came over the intercom, and it was Fantasy. And she was holding my pinky, because that's how we walked around, and I felt my hand moving. And when I looked down, she was dancing. And I've never seen her dance like that before. And I said, oh, that's your song? She said, yeah, Daddy, that's my song. And so that we shared that laugh, and that always made me like smile as she got older. I never forgot about that. That was a special moment that we shared, so.
My funniest dad moments was here. And there's quite a few, but I'll pick one, and it's music related. So I was on paternity leave for 6 months. And so we had a lot of time just to be home, watching TV, reading, what have you. But I was trying to get a sense, you know, as a music person, I was trying to get a sense of, okay, like what's here gonna be jamming to? And so randomly somewhere in the algorithms, my Spotify playlist, J Balvin and Willie Williams' Mi Gente remix with Beyonce came on. And so I'd never seen him really like react to a song or either me or laugh or something like that. I started dancing like a goofball. I don't know what I was doing. I'm probably not gonna do it on this camera, but I was dancing to it because now I see him starting to react to it, and he's just cackling away. So I'm dancing like a goofball. Side note, being a parent is gonna make you the goofiest person you will ever be if you really take it seriously. So I'm just dancing around the room. It was something I wish my wife could have been there to see. She was at work. But yeah, I'm just dancing and singing the song, and I ran it back, and he was just, you know, he continues to react to it and laugh. That was the first laugh like that we just shared him for just minutes and minutes at a time, you know. So he's a fun-loving kid, and that moment is very much just a snapshot of who he is, and I'm sure who he will be. And that was definitely like one of our funnier moments that I wish I could have had on camera, but Lord be willing, we'll create many more of those.